Hey, good afternoon from Area 51 Raceway. We're here in my shed. Not an ideal place really to paint, but it's all I got. We have the booth over here. We have the car that we're going to paint, the 65 Fairlane. What I did was I used a Krylon just primer, and then I sanded it down with 1500 very lightly, and then like 3000, and then just cleaned it off real good. And then I pre-wiped the body, of course, to clean it off for the final wipe down. It's a teeny bit windy here. I have that shed open, but nothing in the air is blowing like pollen or nothing because it was kind of wet and it rained a little. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I mix the paint that Createx recommends. And what I'm going to do is put a silver sealer base coat to enhance the pro more. So from what I've been reading, that's what they suggest. Now the one product I'll be using is called the 40-30 Balancing Clear. And then the paint will be the silver sealer, which is an Autoborn. It's also a Createx paint called Sealer Silver. I always get that mixed up. So what happens is when it's 10 to 1 or something like that. I don't know exact numbers. I don't have it in my head. But it's more of an eyeball thing when you do an airbrush instead of like an actual big car or something. So it's also how it's mixed up too. You want to make sure it's a certain amount of thickness as well. And what you do is you add these two together, mix it up, and you add a reducer to get it to the viscosity you need, and you wait 15 minutes, because what this 40-30 is going to do is turn it into a urethane paint instead of an acrylic paint, which that's this is. With this mix in there, it makes it a urethane paint, which makes it more durable on plastic and getting hit or whatnot. Seen a lot of videos on this. I've been looking up a lot of videos on Createx paint, what to do and whatnot. This will be the first time I'm really using this paint, to be honest. I got myself a Procon airbrush, Procon Boy airbrush with a 0.5 tip. And this, as you can see, it's got a fanning type blade, which is the end of it, which is what I want instead of the conical one. It's got a nice size cup. I did talk about this gun, the Procon Boy PS290. So, and I got my little compressor. It's at 25 pounds. That's the max I could go on this. I don't know what's going on with the regulator. I'll have to check it out later on and may have to, up the compressor to something better in the future. But that's all I got for now. We're going to take a shot and see how it goes. So here we go. Just hang in there and we'll start with the painting process. Hey, welcome back. So here we are. So I'm going to get my silver sealer paint and shake it up. They recommend shaking up the paint. That's why you got a little ball in here. Get nice shaking up. Should be good. Now I'm going to put, not good there. And they tell you wipe your tops off because you don't want pieces of junk getting in here. And, flying into your paint or the chips going into the brush. So here we go. Got that all cleaned up. I'm going to go with, let's say, and again, this is all an eyeball thing. So I'm going to go with this much right there. And then I'm going to get this right here. Shake it up again. So it's between 10 and 25%. I'm going to add this right about there. Just like that. I'm going to add some reducer, which they recommend. Very little of reducer. So we're going to add not very much, a couple drops. There we go. Now we're going to stir this up. And they say stir it up for 2 minutes. And that should be good. This is the consistency they talked about getting. Let me go like that. We'll see how it shoots through the gun because that's going to be the key point here. And we'll see how that works out. Boy, I tell you, again, I'm newbie at this stuff, so not much of an airbrush painter. I do rattle can pretty decent, I think, but airbrush is a whole different animal. All right, so we're going to let that sit for 15 minutes, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back, and we have our paint mixed up, and should be 15 minutes. So Gonna pour it into the gun, and this is the consistency it is. It's, I don't know, you can see it move around. It's what it should be. So we're gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna put this in the cup, leave that out there. Put the cap on. I don't have anything to really rest this on, so I hope that doesn't move. We don't have a disaster, so I'm gonna leave it there. All right, here we go. A little bit heavy coat here. Here. Those corners there because they get neglected. It is atomizing nicely. Let's get this better here. Alright. Whew. I give you a little handle workout with that little thing. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Have to clean that gun good when I'm done. Not bad. That's getting it on there. I'll probably hit it again. Let it dry a little. And pretty much just keep going at it. See what it looks like right there. Looks better in the light. So, we'll go back to the bench after it's all said and done, dried up, and see what it looks like. Okay, we're back at the bench here, and we have the car all painted. You just got to let it dry. Water-based paint, of course, dries a lot quicker than lacquer. There's no need for really to force drying this in a dehydrator. It's not recommended to force dry this paint. Lacquers, you could do that, like spray cans. That's what it's for. Though I have tried it with water-based paints, and it didn't really affect it, but I'm just going to go by what they're saying. And this is the silver sealer paint from or sealer silver. Damn, I keep mixing that up. That's what they call it right here, silver sealer. But this is going to be the base coat, and again, I'm debating whether to do still the copper, the pearl copper, or the pearl blue. So I'm kind of up in the air. They're both nice looking paints, though the top will be white pearl, which I definitely will do. But this is the car all painted and just drying, and that, see that sealer silver, how it kind of sparkles. It's supposed to enhance the pearl paint. So that's where we're at now with this build. And after that, we'll let this dry. I'll get a very light sanding, say 3000 grit, maybe 5000 sandpaper, because there are little teeny bumps there and stuff just to kind of knock it down. And then again, that shed's not the greatest to paint. This is where I wish I had a basement, because basements don't get probably as dirty as a shed with, you know, garden tools and stuff like that. So, well, that's it from Area 51 Raceway. I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh, also, the gun really worked really well. This gun's really nice. Again, it fanned out nicely. And it just works. It gets your hand tired after a while if you have big hands. But it worked really well. And it spread real nice. And again, I'm not an expert painter. I need more practice. You can see some of my strokes are kind of like a little wild. But it didn't affect how the paint went on. It looks pretty good. I mean, you could probably see a little bit, but this is a base coat. And again, I used the balancer, which is the balancing clear, which is 4030, and now it's a urethane paint, so it's going to be tough. And then I'll put the other one on, and we'll go from there again, like I said. So that's it. Again, here one more time. You take care and have fun racing.